Welcome back, y'all. Sorry for the delay. Again, we had some tech issues heading into the second best of one between AceZer0 and BrakeJake, but we're all good to go. The race has officially started in race time. Should be coming live in just a little bit. I'm once again joined on tracking and comms by D-Web.
Yep, we're back here. Hopefully
Remind us how
everybody
that first one went. For those who missed it.
I have definitely seen series or back-to-back races where the first one is an absolute mess and the next one is a little bit more normal and quickly. Runners get to show off their skills and all of that. But on the other end, sometimes misery loves company, and if seed one was a trip, sometimes seed two can be even more of a trip. You never know. I think we've all. I think in this tournament, it's been more like there's been a lot of weird maps and there's been a lot of funny seeds where I know even like Ace and Nick's first seed yesterday, like there were like a lot of like kind of like dead end chains in the map, and you kind of had to like do a whole lot of backtracking, which definitely can throw things out of whack. And then other times, just it can be like portal placement, it can be item placement, it can be a combination of the two. That makes things go longer or just be a little bit more difficult, relatively speaking. So got our sync going on. BrakeJake is the moon faller, so a little bit of a time gain there in the climb, but otherwise, I think overall Ace was definitely moving a little bit faster. Some of that may have been execution, some of that was just BrakeJake was taking a long time to make some decisions, and also seemed like his portal knowledge / tracking awareness was a little bit off at times. So see if
we have a more standard start here, just the E-Tank, and both players getting that T-boost first try for the morph, so no more shambles there, which kind of lost in the shuffle of how bad that first seed ended up being, but that was the first of many things that went wrong for both of our runners.
so.
See if we can get
No
a power
awkward speed only movement for an amount of time in the seed from the start. We do have pretty. This is like I think for a lot of people this is the ideal start. I think there are arguments to be made that there are some items that could debatably be better than an E-Tank, but if you start with Power Bomb, Super, Morph, E-Tank, you're probably going to be happy about that.
Yeah, having both of your ammo types, having the extra energy. An early E-Tank is really strong because it lets you do so much more without worrying about your health. Getting another power bomb too, so if this is a dead end portal, we could technically do some more checks. Not really necessary with the super that we have already. Looks like this is 2.
Oh yes.
Gets us into red tower. BrakeJake looks like gonna go check those portals first, as is Ace.
I'm a left goer, but I know I'm somewhat in the minority on that.
Hey, I'm a fan of getting the SGLIVE item right away, but doesn't look like we'll be able to follow the first portal. We'll see if this one's any better. It is not. There is merit to going to check Meridian map, and actually BrakeJake is going to go do that now. So is Ace.
Is Ace. And this is one of those situations, especially where you would rather have SGLIVE done, because if you want to follow this, like resetting, going there, and then coming back is slow, much slower than the couple. Because you would end up going back and forth to SGLIVE anyway. Like you'd rather just have that done right now. So a lot of the arguments stem around the number of portals that you would want to follow versus the number of portals that you're checking is probably slightly less favorable as far as in doing either of these portals, which is the case in this race. We're not going to be doing single or chronic boost, and we're not going to be doing Turian or West Meridia. So we are just going left and continuing left, so it does save some time here, but specifically a suit at Spacer changes that outcome, but that is also again extremely unlikely. So there's numbers games to play, and all of that kind of stuff. Just, you know, a smaller decision point, but, you know, definitely one that does, you know, change the time of how much things take, you know, even in this early going. Like we said, last seed, you know, if BrakeJake could have avoided that very catastrophic death in East Meridia, we probably were looking at an extremely close finish between our two runners.
I mean, I think without the death, BrakeJake was pretty comfortably ahead, depending on if he was able to get out of Dragon in that first seed. It would have required a DSBJ, which I'm sure BrakeJake can do, but being able to do it and being able to do it in a race are two very different things.
Especially, you know, the end of a long race, and even without that death, there were some other, you know, things that hadn't necessarily gone either of our runners' way thus far. It was definitely a longer one, so you just get a plasma beam there. Beams are, you know, they have uses outside of damage if you get charge as well to them. So like, it's not a terrible early item. BrakeJake is gonna.
Yeah, I think he took a crab hit before saving, so. Or is that right? Maybe he took a side hopper hit. Either way, the health wasn't great, so opted to go for that refill right away. Might be going straight for this X-ray check. I didn't see what that portal was for Ace, by the way. I was looking at
back
Jake.
of wreck ship.
All right, not gonna do that again.
Thankfully, yes.
Not this time. So BrakeJake, you can get back even if this item is not an E-tank or a suit. It will require waiting for the waivers to come back to the left side of the room. Is this good? Oh no. Yeah, just gonna reset. That's what the save is for. Meanwhile, Ace finds...
Resetting slower than dying, but that's fine.
Ace finds the left side of Criteria, and again, didn't immediately go for that Terminator check, which I would have liked to see. But again, good chance that this isn't a followable portal, and it is not. We can't do Croc on 5 supers, at least not without a very fortunate spread of drops.
And once again, like we were talking about, you know, in that last seed, did not elect to go and look at the Alpha Powerbomb miners early. I think you're probably, in most cases, you're probably still not going to do that Crocomire, but it would give you the ability to potentially have a much better Crocomire fight. Super drops are extremely uncommon from the Croc Spit, so 5 super fight is very, very, very bad.
Yeah, absolutely. Another portal we don't want to follow, which honestly could be good for Ace. Means that she'll be going up to get this item here, probably continuing to bomb Terizo and just checking out the right side of Criteria.
Yep.
Yeah, that's 2 boss areas we know about now.
A couple of not great attempts at the early X-ray deboost. Elects to just leave it for now. So
I mean, the first attempt was good. I think the main issue with it was that he actually, his last hit on the waiver, I think was too far to the left. I usually try to line up with like the 4th grapple block over the spikes. It kind of looked like BrakeJake hit on the 2nd, and that makes it a lot harder because the waiver is so far away. You don't really have room to line up your deboost. You just have to turn around and instantly deboost. And it's pretty hard to do that and get a good enough deboost to get across.
So a couple of takes here in the Criteria. BrakeJake is joined to show us our first missile here at Alpha Power Bombs, plus another one. Honestly, like 5-10 is like a doable Crocomire if you get it, but we got a 3rd Power Bomb, hilariously enough.
Awesome.
So 5-5 is kind of bad.
Definitely merit in doing Gauntlet here for both runners. He's gonna take this save. I wonder if that means we're doing a Gauntlet play.
I like the save for the reserve refill no matter what, but yeah, I wouldn't mind a Gauntlet here. It's a little awkward because, well, I know personally that so Ace not a Moonwalker, so the setup to do CWJ in room is a little bit more difficult, and she also does kind of struggle with it at times, as well as having to like she does like the full like 2-door transitions every time she's got to reset it. So
Right.
the ability to get an item that would help you do that is also, a little bit of a boon potentially here. It's just the semi-awkward thing is that, so for example, if you did do both portals on the right and like neither of them was anything, you could do this coming back and go all the way through, which it looks like she's doing regardless. So she's going to end up getting those minors, but I was going to say if there's a potential that you would have wanted to just like, do the right portals if they're both nothing, which is pretty unlikely at this point. You could come back here.
There aren't a lot of portals we can go to even. Like, I guess we have enough tanks that we could follow Chronic.
Yeah.
But other than that, it would have to be that side of Criteria. That's the only other thing available to us.
So double super, she still doesn't have any missiles. And BrakeJake is doing this 5-5 Croc.
This is doable as long as Croc is nice. We need a farm cycle. And BrakeJake doesn't have full health, so it's possible the farm cycle is bad.
And he missed a super, that's bad, yeah. And then he's getting health drops here and getting hit to make it.
And it's hard to get these drops because Croc actually does 40 damage.
So, funnily enough, actually, this farm cycle is good because he was only going to get health until he shot. Yeah, he shot those missiles. That super miss is bad.
I think BrakeJake might die.
I really hope that doesn't happen. He does have that save, so it wouldn't.
Oh my god, that was a risky super, and I think it's going to get punished. No? Croc?
Perfect.
Being nice?
Oh,
we still need to not die, though? We're actually in health bomb range now.
Out of it, but yeah. As you can see, Plasma does weird things to Croc kind of no matter what, but Ace is actually just going straight back here. 15 supers will definitely be enough.
Mm-hmm. I think 6 missiles is enough for BrakeJake, as long as everything hits. Not quite, actually. Croc isn't nice this time. He only gets so much. Although, that still was not as bad as it could have been.
A power bomb drop. Now that's comedy. That's absolute comedy.
Yeah, Ace is going to have a much nicer Croc fight. There is a very real world where Ace finishes Croc.
Oh, Ace is for sure finishing Croc first, especially with that move forward. And can just do this item right away with all the energy that she has.
That's another power bomb drop. What the heck?
We missed a missile. Croc is moving forward at an alarming speed.
He is locked into this fight. This is what he's doing. Oh, never mind. He's fine. I forgot the sword didn't lock.
Bombs here.
I can't believe that he got 2 power bomb drops. So that's absurd.
Yeah.
Like, I think I'm not gonna say that was what lost him that fight, but that's wild. Yeah, now BrakeJake's just gonna go back into Criteria, do all the things we just saw Ace doing, getting all those items. We'll see if he decides to go Gauntlet or if he wants to go to right side Criteria. I think BrakeJake is more comfortable at CWJ than Ace is, so that could push him to that play more than Ace, who decided not to for that reason.
And having Shambled Croc, you also probably maybe want to, not necessarily look at that longer gauntlet play, so probably more likely. Second try gate glitch, very nice there from Ace. Both races here, we are doing double Croc here for Ace at least.
Yeah, I mean, when Croc shows up early, I think it's usually correct to do them. As long as you can do the fight, which, again, BrakeJake had some shambles on.
This was coming back here for Ace.
Just a
couple of tanks, but again,
we got bombs.
Oh yeah, bombs in a tank. So you do have that, chronic portal like we were talking about here in Red Tower. If we don't want to go across Criteria, I think Ace is actually able to. She can do the horizontal bomb jump, I believe. So that could be a little boon. But also just, potentially just have a really good portal at the crab. And as scary as it can be, I am a fan of sometimes just leaving that moat portal if you don't want to, get walled by CWJ for multiple minutes.
HBJ, harder to learn than CWJ, but once you learn it, it is a lot easier. Also, fun fact, it didn't really matter because BrakeJake kind of shambled the room, but it is just slower to powerbomb out. Even if you're going to the landing site, it's slower to powerbomb and go out the intended way than it is to Alcatraz escape. Yeah. It's like a full second slower too. So
powerbombs take a while to go off, and they cause lag.
Yeah, the lag's pretty bad. I actually think that full second is without counting the lag, because I'm just going by the number in the practice tool.
Oh, yeah.
So, do Alcatraz escape, it's just faster. It doesn't matter if you're going to landing site.
Okay, so coming up here on portals on the right side of criteria. This is typically how I handle it. Well, I was gonna say I typically powerbomb the door and then I go down just so when I come back up, I just have to shoot it. But he's going here first, which I don't like, because if you want to do this portal, if this is the portal you want to go through, you want to have the other one checked already, and you don't want to CWG twice.
There is a fancy strat you can actually do from the pedestal with a power bomb. You can use a power bomb to bounce across. I've seen, I think Solsky and Aussie putting some time into that, but
I've definitely seen Aussie do that a time or two. But Aussie Tech is Aussie Tech. First try when he actually got the jump though for that CWJ, and it looks like Green Bryn. Again, you would rather know the crab portal before you did this, but well, here we are.
Ace will see the crab portal soon enough. Unlikely that it's something to follow, unless it's just another Green Bryn portal.
Yeah, like Kraid is the like bad outcome, basically. Business Center is also kind of bad though.
Kraid is bad if we can do it, if we can do the boss, which again,
I mean, 50. I would want to know regardless that it's there though, right? You don't want to be looking for that at like the front of Wreck Ship or something like that.
There's redfish. That's actually kind of bad because we don't want to jump down. We already know everything that's here.
I think she's just gonna scout this item. I do know that she occasionally will do that in situations where,
taking the save.
You know, there was that cutie seed that is somewhat infamous, and it mostly doesn't happen. But yeah, I do know that sometimes she will just kind of go down there and look at the item. And
yeah, I don't think you can get out of the item with just high jump, right? I'm not making
just high jump. Yes, it's difficult though. We do have plasma, so it's a lot less dangerous.
Yeah, I think you need spring ball to get out with high jump. Or am I making that up?
You are making that up. Just high jump is enough.
Well, if you don't have high jump.
Oh, if you don't have, yeah, you're only getting out of here with high jump or gravity.
I think spring ball
pretty low percent
technically gets you out, but it's weird. You have to use like perfect spring ball jumps. I could be making that up though. But maybe this is just gravity.
It's an E-tank.
Okay. Not gravity a second time.
So, there's spring ball. BrakeJake here in Green Bryn Star. Certainly a good path forward in the current point of the seed. And yeah, the Crocomire didn't have the super greatest value known to man, so possible that BrakeJake does just have a lead. I would very strongly doubt that you end up going back to that Croc, given that you tried to do it already.
And if you're desperate, then there's going to be a lot more than just that Croc play to decide the race.
Yes. There's a question about ice getting you out because we have plasma to freeze the plasma pirates, which is a decent question.
I believe so. There's a lot of things I haven't tested because I never go there without high jump. I won't lie.
Yeah.
Like, there are things that are possible, but I don't know all of them off the top of my head.
You're not doing extreme map rando, so you don't need to know all those esoteric things. But yeah, Ace got that CWJ very quickly as well. Very nicely done. So, gonna be here in Green Bryn Star with a tank and bombs. Well, 2 tanks and a bomb advantage. Otherwise, less ammo, especially because, you know, funnily enough, still no missiles. I know there was one in Alpha Power Bombs, and I think that maybe is the only one BrakeJake had that she didn't. But we're gonna get some here at the Bryn Reserve area for sure.
I don't think that landed.
Just a little bit too high, funnily enough. You would expect without high jump that, you know, you would never miss it high, but that has happened twice now. That one I think will work.
Yeah, that good.
Yeah.
Don't have BrakeJake's audio, so BrakeJake likely heard the audio cue, but we could not. Either way, just another tank. We've got one more item. Hopefully, it's an item, and this green brain can be better than the last time. I guess we have Spring Ball. That's better.
Is that power bomb low enough?
I had no idea. We'll find out together.
Barely.
I'm sure BrakeJake has practiced that. Well, that's a decent item. Base jump.
Yep.
It's a movement item at least.
We're probably getting into Upper Norfair here. It seems like by
Pretty
far.
likely. I think the best case is just Business Center.
Yeah, but that is a very easy way for us to get that X-ray item that BrakeJake tried to show us, but did not end up.
That pre-aqueduct again.
That was Forgotten Highway East Meridia.
It's like the back of East.
Yeah, back of East. There's some late breaking news here. There were some questions about gate glitch versus IBJ when Ace was doing Crocomire, and M2 has found moonfall strats into the grapple beam room.
Yeah,
really
I've always done that
saving
moonfall. I don't know if I do it well enough to save time, but I've always done it. I also think that was just if that moonfall saves time and not a full comparison. Well, here's our business center, so basically perfect.
And this is one of the rare cases where I actually do like coming over here first, because pretty decent chance that you weren't going to do that and you want to stay in Upper Norfair, so you would rather do portal first and then items and then more items. So
we already have a lot of map knowledge, funny enough.
Yeah.
Like we've seen so much because we got everything in Criteria, got everything in Red Tower. I have a lot of Upper Norfair. It's just the Croc and single chamber portals, which are not great to get across. You'd like single chamber to be the one Bubble Mountain portal, because it's the harder one to get to from the other three.
Yeah, and now BrakeJake is not following the ice first doctrine.
I would have done the ice first there. I wonder if he got scared because he took a couple hits from the Sovas.
That's an energy tank, which it's not. It's the gravity suit.
High jump holding a suit again. Had the Varia last time. This time it's the gravity.
Always got to keep things interesting. Yeah, so not going to be punished not having done ice first because you're not going to get a refill there. But
this is actually the crazy play from BrakeJake. He goes to ice, right? That gets him low enough, so then he just commits to the suitless CF into Aqueducts. This is a great play, trust. I actually don't think it's unreasonable if you have bombs, because the CF clip with bombs is... I'm not going to call it easy, but a lot easier. It's still kind of a deranged play, but it would be funny.
He farmed up, so he's going to go over here to this ice beam check. Ace doing that minor check before the portal check, which I used to have thoughts about, and then I just kind of stopped doing it, and I was like, just do the portal first. Especially with the ammo that she had, like, what was one of any other ammo item going to do for you, really? So, you know.
Apparently, assuming the first room in Grapple Escape goes well, or the last room, but the first room you enter, it is a lot faster to do that over IBJ, which is what I would have expected. Because IBJ is slow.
Yes.
Believe it or not. Was that an E-tank? Yeah. It had to have been.
So again, we can go to Upper Norfair here. We've got 3+1. Almost that third tank full. Ace has better energy, so definitely expect her to be doing this ice beam first.
I don't know if I would recommend it, but maybe you do in this situation. I know Nitro is a big fan with gravity, with a fairly early gravity suit, to just like check the sandpit in Aqueduct.
Yeah.
There's a fairly fast check, and if it's Varia, it's really strong, especially since not a lot of people do this, so you can just get way ahead of your opponent. It's like BrakeJake. I don't know what the save does.
Yeah,
But if you're
because
going to the sandpit anyways, then you just get back out. It sends you right back to Aqueduct. I would have saved after the sandpit if he is planning on doing funnier things afterwards.
yeah, like both of these East Meridian portals are basically right next to each other.
You should
So
also
there
farm
is
these bowls here
definitely
for the power bombs if he wants to do that.
there's
Believe it or not,
definitely
they're
some
guaranteed power
value
drops.
to just getting East Meridian out of the way here. Pathing wise for the totality of the seed, it is definitely
Oh my
good.
god, it is very.
There you go. So.
Oh my goodness.
Great item, great progression. If you can suitless CF clip, you're definitely doing that now, because although you'd have to do a lot of farming for the bots.
I don't know if that's true. I think you just go into. I think you're fine to just go into Upper Norfair. It's not going to take you out, or very unlikely to take you out of Upper Norfair.
Oh, you think we're coming back this way eventually? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I think so. Well, I guess it's actually kind of awkward, isn't it? Because both the front and the back of East are both over here, basically.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Because the portals are right next to each other, you kind of do this now. So there's a chance. So like, yeah, I get almost certainly actually, like when you get over to the right side, you're probably gonna find Kraid, and then you're gonna find one of the other. Yeah, I don't know. How is this map? Like, what likely happens here is that you get a Kraid at one of the other Upper Norfair portals, and the other one is going to be the other side of Wreckship or Lower Norfair, and then the other one goes to West Meridia. If this over here is like Kraid specifically in West Meridia, then you are coming back this way, basically. Kind of? No, actually, I don't know, because like Turian's at the bottom of the West, so do with that what you will. But yeah, I believe Ace isn't going to Varia.
Yeah. Okay. I wonder if they forgot they couldn't get through Baltuni tank, or at least not easily. But yeah. Hopefully they just go to the sandpit so we actually have a race.
For sure.
Looks like that's the case. So that's good. So it might come down to this CF clip. Ace has a much easier time with those bombs, but does have less supers. Is going to actually farm this sandpit for the power bombs, which is good.
Well, this is a super, so
yeah,
that's also gonna be good for Ace. And I assume she also does the.
Where did Ace get an extra super from? Extra 2 supers because BrakeJake did the Aqueduct checks.
Gauntlet.
Oh yeah, that was a double super, wasn't it? Checks out.
You have Spring Ball.
You have Spring Ball. You have bombs as well. Whatever, it's fine.
So yeah, BrakeJake is gonna go for this suitless Crystal Flash clip setup.
Not turning off the beam. I don't know if that changes the setup at all.
He's just
he's not even really doing a setup, just going for it. Huh. Or well, I assume there is a setup. Like, I think with the setup, it's like the corner, one of the corners. You like watch when the power bomb fades out, or when it reaches.
People like to look at when the explosion reaches a certain point, you manipulate the camera. But usually, when I see people do that, it's you like moonwalk into it, and BrakeJake is a moonwalker, so you would have that ability. But
yeah, that's what I thought.
I'm not a CF clipper.
You wanted to do that on the other side and like moonwalk, so you're looking at the other way of the camera.
Yeah.
But the setup I always used was shooting at that wall, and then it's a specific number or a specific time in one of the shots animations is when to jump, which is still not great, but it's a lot more consistent. Yeah, that was too high. Yeah. I think that's too high.
That'll work. I don't know. Yep, too high, but
now we're going lined up with like the divots in that pipe
No high jump, so this is... I think you have one more pixel with high jump, is that right?
No idea, but that sounds reasonable. And with the super, Ace might try it again. Actually, Ace is just going to leave. And I think this is fine. I think this is fine.
And BrakeJake also left, so our runners are just got really close to each other again.
Yep, both have the Varia, both heading into Bubble Mountain. I would still prioritize the portals over the item checks, but...
I, too, would want to do portals first, because I mean, especially, like, Crate is probably over here, so that's going to give you 1/2 majors. Like, obviously, like, Upper North Fair is a really good place for minors. There's, what, 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 5 between Bubble Mountain and the 3 extra checks. But, you know, you do just give yourself the ability to, you know, run into all of your major progression. And, again, you're likely running into Crate. You're also... If you don't run into Crate, you're running into at least one of Lower North Fair or Wreck Ship. And I believe it's the good portal. Well, no, we've seen back Lower North Fair. So it'd be the bad Lower North Fair portal, but the good Wreck Ship portal.
Mm-hmm.
There's
a very useful double jump. The only effect.
Timing-wise, it seems like both runners didn't do the Bubble Mountain Miner, which is interesting.
Yeah, neither one did. We'll see if AceZer0 also gets the extra HUD decoration like BrakeJake did, or if she saves the 7 seconds.
She did also pick up a power bomb to get her on parity with BrakeJake. If we end up looking at that suitless, well, it's not suitless CF for Ace. She's got the bombs, but if CF Clips still finds its way into our future, she does not have an extra one. But yeah, because you want to, like, you have to come back this way to do East Meridian. I agree with you. Portals first. See if you can get some good majors, and, you know, potentially, you know, speed would speed up speed booster, which is what we're doing right now on BrakeJake's side. Chance you don't have to do any of this if you just get, like, Charge Ice at, like, Crate and or Wreck Ship, which could both be over here. But I don't think anything is wrong here. But we've gotten both of the useless items in our first 2 checks, so
yeah.
Portal skippers are eating right now.
So far, I'm not as good as the Wave. And even then, I think Wave is like the one check that's, if you're going for portals, it's the one check that I feel like is defendable, because it's just right there at the single chamber check. At least both of them skipped Spazer.
Especially when you get the one, like, you know, dead item that didn't do anything for you, it puts you more on radar to be like, hey, I might not want this major. And, you know, we have both suits and a bunch of tanks, so you don't want to reserve either necessarily. So, yeah, I like farming up there. Again, we want boss portals, so you want to be ready for Ridley. And even, I mean, Dragon is also an ammo boss right now, so... Now we're going for the portals after doing the other 2 items, which is definitely interesting.
Yeah, BrakeJake doing the opposite. Checking the other 2 items and then doing the portal. Ace is going to full clear Bubble Mountain, though. So if this is something good that can matter, here's the ship.
So, yeah.
We still haven't seen a boss, actually. So this could be any of the 4.
And that was the item you wanted in this area. Speed booster required.
I mean, BrakeJake probably gets that, but
yeah, I mean, you're coming back out the front like 100 times out of 100. Don't make a fool out of me.
Hey, back leads to Red Tower. BrakeJake can go back to Croc. I'm just saying.
You don't want to leave Crate here, and again, you know, East Meridian is back this way, and we do have to do it. So
yeah, I mean, what actually is kind of awkward is if BrakeJake does a bunch of checks here. And then Ace will be able to skip that. She'll be able to use the speed booster to speed up a few areas. I think this is just going to end up being a pretty big advantage for Ace. Assuming she just leaves after the boss. Which I would in this situation. Just play ammo from here. This is a boss where
I would
help a lot.
I would check behind Dragon regardless. Even I might skip left or right super on this one, honestly. Like, you give speed and space and plasma, like you're fishing if you check another major. Like, even right super, it's kind of slow. Like,
I mean, the behind Dragon check is kind of slow, but you probably want to refill your ammo, so it's more defendable than it could be.
Yes.
I think the other two bosses checking behind is fine, even though, depending on who you're facing, I may have, or who I'm facing, I may have skipped it.
It's a really, really nice ammo Dragon. I think it was just one swoop.
Yeah, I haven't really been paying attention to the conversation in chat, but discussing why Spring Ball CF Clip is bad. The short answer is you have to release jump frame perfectly out of the Spring Ball because you need to hold jump up until the frame of the CF to get enough height, and you can't CF while holding jump because the CF inputs are exclusive. You can't be holding anything else.
Speed Booster, honestly, given how good BrakeJake's Dragon was, I don't think Speed Booster is specifically going to help in the fight. But like you said, you know, we already saved time in, you know, the hallways where we were running and things like that, and these, you know, extra checks. Screw attack is like pretty nice, but we did have plasma in both suits and a good enough amount of health that it's not game.
Actually, this fight is going pretty badly for Ace, so BrakeJake might just end up saving time on the fight anyways.
That was a sick D-boost. Certainly unintentional, but it looked really cool. I mean, we hit Dragon with the spark, so you know.
Yeah, those up sparks don't do a lot. That's another power bomb. Wreck ship really not having the goods. Goods in this case being supers.
Too early on that.
Goes for this check. And he does.
Yeah. You know, the speed kill on Dragon, it's great if you do great at it, and otherwise it can be a little bit shambolic, but
kind of Dragon in a nutshell. It goes well until it doesn't.
And then it really, really doesn't.
Yeah, and then it really doesn't.
And then the worst case scenario is you die because chain damage is the worst. Yeah. Ace is almost certainly not coming over here to this item, and it is just an E-tank, so yeah.
Okay, so...
I think Ace is leaving Wreck Ship first, already has the speed booster.
This is a big moment here for BrakeJake, which way he goes. So I do think it's defendable to go out the back. He is going back to upper north, right? Thank goodness.
If he's doing bowling, like, please no.
Surely you don't do bowling before doing wave. That's just like, at that point, that's a punish. Like, that's just a deserved time loss, right?
Yeah. But Ace is doing right super, which again, like I said, even me, like a little bit, I'm more of a major heavy checker than a lot of people can be. I think I would have left that because
BrakeJake is doing this.
No,
this is not.
You could have had it all. You could have had it all.
Hey, maybe it's ice high jump up here, except you can't get one of them. Maybe it's ice here, and then the reserve isn't anything.
At least bowling. I was gonna say at least Atticus Facts. We have space screw, but we missed an enemy or two, so. Or three.
yeah, BrakeJake just jumped to the left, I think, and then just missed all of the enemies on the right, which, believe it or not, you need to kill those to get through Attic.
Ace got the space jump through the door. That door is infinitely bonkable, and it feels really bad.
Well, if you're space jumping, your hitbox is smaller, so if you successfully space jump through the middle, then you can get through while the door is actually not fully open.
So, once again, we're scouting. This time we don't have speed.
There's
oh my goodness, of course.
That's awesome.
So yeah, shout outs to Speed Booster. It's a really good item. It helps you get through Batoon Hallway. And this seat it locked to the other logical access, which is double the fun.
Missile there. Just leaves seeing that ice. That would be the best case. Just leave now and then go to speed or go to wave.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, can't really risk that. You've already come up here. Actually going to check both of these majors. Gets a super into missile for his troubles.
It's a pretty nice movement there here. With speed only in a business center, it can be a little bit awkward. But yeah, I agree with this. Do front to front east, and then you go to Croc door. And I think even in the case where that is Kraid, you're still in a better situation because you leave out of But yeah, I mean, you're always leaving out of Lava basically.
I think I would have gone to Croc Door first.
Actually, is it actually the case that it almost doesn't matter? It might just not matter. Well, I think
what I'm thinking, and I don't know if this is correct, but I'm thinking I want to get that out of the way, and then I go up Green Bryn to Moat, and then to Redfish at Crabs, and then go to Pre-Aqueduct, which is the last portal I don't know about.
Yeah, see, I think in the case where Pre-Aqueduct is Croc Door, I think doing it last is best. Because then you just need to get to back to Criteria, which West Meridia also has a path to Criteria, just like Greenburn does. They're right next to each other, so in that case, then it definitely is better to do it last. And in basically every other case, I also think, yeah, I think Croc last is just better. Like, I'm struggling to find a world where it isn't. Did you see what was it, Gravity? Because I did not.
It was an E-Tank. I don't know. I would have to think about all the possibilities, but I think I would have gone to Croc Door first. Speed without wave, to answer chat. BrakeJake will be there shortly, I hope.
He sure as heck better be there shortly.
I mean, if you're checking everything in Wreck Ship and skipping wave, yeah, here we are.
So this is gonna feel pretty bad, and BrakeJake is gonna feel like between this and the Croc shenanigans that things have gone badly for him. And unfortunately, he would be correct. He successfully did Croc and still has found this lead with the a lot less in Wreck Ship, having speed for what parts of Wreck Ship she did, and that ammo lead from Gauntlet.
Yeah, and it's not like you can even like justify going back to ice here, right? So
not even close.
Even though you have the knowledge, it doesn't even do you any good. I would pick up that missile, by the way.
As would I.
I would also not even bother with this gate glitch. Just you have space jump, go down. Well, BrakeJake.
Fantune. And the fast eye closes.
As always. I think there's another E-Tank at Batuni. Is that correct?
Yeah, it was.
Okay, so
BrakeJake is going Croc Door first.
A lot of items left to be found. Mostly a lot of beams.
Yep, beams, high jump.
X-ray.
And grapple.
It's kind of a beam. That's one missile short. Actually, I think that's like 3.
Shout out to Screw Attack. Not that we were in any danger with both suits and all these tanks, but we're just not going to take damage because we don't have to.
BrakeJake, maybe.
BrakeJake is leaving.
The portal that he's seen. I mean, this is fine. You do the gate glitch and go to Croc, right? Surely?
Surely.
BrakeJake?
Surely.
Surely? It was 4 missiles short.
Not only are we not doing that, but above Kraid is West Meridia, and we're also not going there.
This is not where you want to be.
Definitely seems like he's a non-area tracker and is a rememberer, which also sometimes means you're a forgetterer.
Unfortunately, as a forgetter myself, another feeling. I definitely do this a lot, where it's like you have 2 portals, and it's like Croc and Chronic, or the 2 Red Tower portals, and you remember what portals are there, but sometimes you forget which one is which. Yeah. And so like the mistake of going down to Chronic is unreasonable. But after you realize what that is, you just have to go back to Croc. And like it's pretty fast. You saw BrakeJake. As soon as he realized what the game was able to get that gate glitch very quickly, and now he's getting
he was warming up on the wave one.
In front of LN, which I guess is the bad situation in this case.
Yeah, it kind of is, because so now Kraid's at Pre-Aqueduct. Again, that's very close to Turian, so you did pretty much want to end there, but
I guess it actually depends what Ace does from here. Because I assume they're not going to skip the Croc Door, but if they do, then it actually just works out perfectly. So you hit Kraid's Lair at Pre-Aqueduct, and then the game ends.
I think you do. I think you just front to back this, and then you're in criteria. You're next to Red Tower, and you have to go down it, but that's still way better than front to front Lower Norfair. I do think both of our runners will end up doing that, but yeah, no. I mean, I guess we didn't talk about the fact that Jake did not do East Meridia.
You know, actually, I wouldn't have even gone into this. I don't think.
Yeah. We needed to do East Meridia now, for sure.
Well, I'm trying to think.
I kind of glided over that fact because I remember talking about it and just how good it was to do. So I'm just kind of like, yeah,
Front actually is okay.
Well, now he kind of has to, yeah, because he's got to come back for.
Well, yeah, now that you've committed to it, you're not going to back out. But I think this is actually fine. Maybe.
You got a super there, crumble. So ammo go for Ace. For her, yeah, just we're gonna front to back this and then in the game at Kraid. So for Ace, basically, routing worked out. You could just, you could look at this and say I didn't need to do Croc, and you didn't need to do Croc, but it was reasonable enough. I don't think you're super upset about things.
Yeah, I think it was a good play to do. And then the rest of the seed was kind of slow, but Ace handled it well. I don't think anything else went poorly. It's just like you have to find the suits, and the suits are weird.
Didn't even attempt CF clip, didn't waste a ton of time trying to do that snail clip. Very, very nice. That's Powerhouse, right?
That was pre-Powerhouse. This is Powerhouse, right? Or do I have that backwards?
I do not know. I think Powerhouse also might just be like the name of the strat, but it was sick. He did the, plasma shot.
The point is,
enemies.
BrakeJake got the 6 strat.
Yeah, and then, shot the door early enough to,
okay, so problem with BrakeJake doing the 6 strat, he didn't actually have a lot of ammo entering Ridley.
Yeah, I wasn't paying attention to that. And he has 30 missiles, but I do not know where we are. We do not have charge beam. We do have 12 power bombs.
Is this even enough? This is really close. I think he has to double hit like all of his power bombs.
Which is bad because you're in the second phase. You do the power bombs at the beginning.
And he missed a missile. And now he's doing the power bombs in the second half of the fight, which is a lot harder.
Ridley avoids these power bombs extremely well, I say, as he just
not that
dives head first right into the center of the circle. But yeah, so that one hit once. That one might double. Barely got it.
Yeah, the double hits are pretty generous, unless Ridley decides to actually dodge for once.
Well, I don't know if it did or not. That one will.
That one did not.
Oh, no. That seemed rude. Okay, that one.
I don't think that one's going to
is
either.
not gonna double hit. He just freaking swooped all the way away from that.
Yeah, I haven't done the math. I have no clue where BrakeJake is.
Yeah, I had no idea where he was ammo-wise. So that didn't double hit either.
Yeah, Ridley is really being mean now. Ace is entering the fight with a lot more ammo here. 40 supers on hand rather than 22, I think chat said.
Well, I mean, you get into those claws right now and you figure out if you're just kind of dead.
Alright, we're good.
Oh, one of them is dead, and thankfully it's Ridley.
Ace should also have Ridley dead, but Ridley is being annoying and not grabbing.
And there's
rewarded with a not very useful grapple.
Not very useful. We have already killed Dragon.
Yeah, and we've gone through East Meridia.
Jake hasn't, but you have space jump.
Right.
Ace didn't even collect it because yeah, it wasn't very useful.
I mean, the only thing
we live to tell the tale.
Funny enough, this room is like the only place where grapple is helpful because it lets you farm up really nicely.
I mean, he definitely did need amount of power bombs, and you would like, you know, some ammo. You are heading. The next thing you're doing is killing Batoon. So yeah, you actually do want those supers. So
BrakeJake does have a super at Aqueduct that he reset. I don't know if he'll remember that, but like it's a very heads up play to remember that. I'm not even like flaming here. That's just kind of hard to remember.
Yeah, given where his ammo is, I think you would, if you remembered or forgot, you probably just want to do those checks. Well, yeah, I guess you have to remember that you did them and reset them. That's what you have to remember. Which, yeah, non-trivial. So it looks like he wants to set up for the speedball.
Here's a super.
Yeah, but Ace is very, very much.
I would want to find another super pack in Ace's situation, though. 5 extra missiles means you can technically do everything without refilling. But I think it is 0 leeway.
I think I'm cool with not doing Shame, but I would definitely do Hoda Ruby, and if that wasn't a super, I'd probably still do Frickersy.
Yeah.
That one is like same room, but it's enough out of the way, and you got to powerbomb extra stuff, and the hopper's annoying. That like I'm totally fine skipping that. Already being here, and you know we do still have the free crate missile. It does require a powerbomb, but again, like, fast enough. But yeah, Ace is just going.
I don't love it.
I don't mind, especially like if you're thinking that this seed was kind of easy and you did both croc items. I don't mind this. But BrakeJake is not going back to East Meridia.
We'll agree to disagree on this one, I suppose. BrakeJake definitely needs to check it. He's kind of struggling on ammo. Is not a super or a missile even. We've seen a lot of power bombs. I feel like there's been a lot of skipped PBs.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say he has 25, and that's definitely not the first one he's skipped. Very nice.
There's a super.
Room there for Ace. And so 40-50. I mean, he definitely chugging along at a nice rate, and like we said, still has free crate ammo plus the East Meridia miners that he can still get. But
hey, this works out really well. You just do crate and then Turian.
Yep. BrakeJake is gonna realize here real fast that he has 2 boss areas to do, and they're in very different places. And well, yeah, it's bad. East Meridia is so bad from here. He really needed the front to front, which is to say that he really needed to do it before Lower Norfair.
Yeah. I mean, the best case was, like you said, getting the really bad CF clip, but that is no longer an option. So we're just gonna have to get back to it eventually. And that eventually is coming up sooner than you would hope.
Yeah. Ace is... I mean, if I assume Jake just goes to crate right now, I don't even I don't know which option is like neither option is good.
I mean, you've already come all this way. I guess you just go to crate. You can do like a quick-ish dip. At Main Street, it loops back into Upper Norfair, and then you can, go all the way through Upper Norfair and back, front to front.
Yeah.
So calling that quick is generous, but it's better than it could be. There is at least a path back.
Yeah. Ace did manage to get that crate quick kill. Not necessarily the most textbook of quick kills, but it was there, it existed. Ace is checking major still. Not gonna find Ice Beam, which is probably the thing she most wants.
Yeah, Ice and Charge are the 2 we're looking for, and we aren't gonna find.
And you would take high jump if you would take high jump if you saw it for sure.
Oh yeah, you're not skipping it. Even if it doesn't end up saving time, it's still you have high jump. The vibes are just so much better.
Yes, absolutely.
I'm not gonna take X-ray though. Surely we're not gonna bomb a turtle. We're just gonna go from here. Again, I don't love just doing minimum ammo. I wonder.
I mean, you're refilling after the first door because you're not baby skipping. So
I might end up doing the first 2 doors, which would give us actually a pretty comfortable amount of leeway from there. That's 2 supers. but it is slow.
And yeah, chat pointing out Ace did already look at the major specifically at Mama Turtle long time ago.
Oh yeah, that's true. I forgot about that.
I had also forgotten about that.
We're not even checking. We're not even doing the cool short charge, man.
Like I said, I think Croc is on her mind, and she's trying to cut time while also checking majors, which is a bit of a having your cake and eating it too kind of deal. Speed Zeb Skip is extremely easy
or eat it because we didn't find any good majors.
Yeah, for me at least, like if I go in the practice ROM, like even if I turn off the Shrine tune, like Speed Zeb Skip isn't very difficult for me. Outside of the practice ROM, it's just harder. Like that's been my experience. I have gotten better at it, over time as one does. But
we did need to turn off. That works until it doesn't, right? Like
yeah.
And it feels so bad to miss because you have to do 2 extra door transitions to line up. Always miserable. Speaking of kind of miserable, we do not have Ice Beam, so got to powerbomb the Metroids.
Jake took the Wave Beam that he saw, but not the X-Ray. And yeah, now we have to do a bit of a loop here for East Meridia, which there was always some kind of loop here somewhere for us, but it's definitely better to do East Meridia second and not first.
What are we checking Mama Turtle for? You know where Ice is. Like, what could possibly be here that saves? Actually, I mean, decent
charge, I guess.
So charge is non-trivial. Unfortunately,
and there's, I mean, it's a major Randomizer, so you know.
I mean, if this is a super, then that's enough for BrakeJake with Aqueduct items.
But it's a power bomb.
It's not.
We haven't looked at Crab Super, so that's a minor we could look at here.
Yeah, Crab Super, Main Street Missile, Spooky, or not Spooky, Precious. I don't actually know if BrakeJake checks Spooky, but I don't think that's gonna happen.
You can definitely that is where you want to be, BrakeJake. Unless you're trying to go to Torian and we get the actual G3 we thought we were gonna get last game.
Yeah, well,
I think it's gonna happen.
We were saved from 2 G3s because of the miss route at the end of the first race. But now, here it is. Or not. BrakeJake.
Or you forgot again.
Realized and just forgot the portal. Remembering portals is hard. I would not recommend it.
Yes. Shout out
especially after
the developers who build trackers. We appreciate you.
It's especially difficult, like in situations like this where, this is the second race in a row. So not only do you have to remember everything, you have to remember what was from this seed and what was from the last one, which can be tricky, especially in a situation where the seeds have been pretty bad. Because neither seed has been good.
I don't think he's done a Croc Escape minor, so that was also an annoying minor. Except he was going that way and now he's not.
Where are we going then? That is the faster way.
Yeah.
BrakeJake, where are you going?
To get Ice Beam, maybe.
That's
a terrible joke. Wait a minute. It's a terrible joke. I shouldn't have made it, but it happened. You can write your
hold up. This is the missile at Wave Beam play. Wait a second.
Ace actually refilled all 3 doors. I don't mind that. I would have rather you checked one of the couple of minors on your way. That
I would have just done
been faster.
First 2, but that's okay. And yes, Wave Missile is the one that BrakeJake jumped over 3 times. For those keeping track at home. Surely that's not what we're doing though. Right? I don't know what we're doing though. I'm not gonna lie. Why are we at ship? BrakeJake.
Oh, Ace isn't even speed zeb skipping. She is missiling.
Okay.
Now I really think you should have checked more minors.
Yeah.
I also think Are you supposed to just use a super on that last one and then be fine? I think you are.
Second. Could you have killed like 3 Zebs with missiles? Oh no, you wouldn't have enough. You'd only have 32. If you broke all 3 doors. I was gonna say, could we have saved a refill, but I don't think the answer is yes.
And I mean, I think this is still enough, right? Because we've already, like, the doors are already open, so, like... Oh, actually, no, this isn't enough?
No, it's fine. Because we've broken all the Zebs now.
No, she only did 3 of them.
Did she not do the last one?
No.
Oh,
This isn't
yeah,
enough.
then this is not enough then. That's what I was asking. Like, and I don't think the answer is yes.
No, I was thinking if she had 9 missiles at the end of last time. I think you're supposed to just use 1 super, and that would have been fine.
And then you're still fine if you do that.
Yeah.
Whereas now, you're 2 missiles short if you had
3, yeah.
Yeah, because it would be 5 missiles, 2 supers to break the Zeb, and then 12 and 8. And you're left with 28, 50, which is too short.
So,
or
Jake has made it to East Meridian.
Similar math.
Like, on the very first run through, like, I mean, you have plenty of health that, like, you really don't care if you, like, dip into that reserve trying to missile just the first gate. But, whatever. But, yeah, definitely not the greatest handling of this Turian, but again, not going to matter here. Ace is going to be very fine, assuming she doesn't miss more than 3 supers worth of ammo, like, 8 times. Which is very unlikely.
Very unlikely, believe it or not. What items were left for charge, by the way? How much have we not checked? We didn't see waterway this time.
Yeah, Shack Plasma Waterway, Screw Attack.
Did we see Firefly from either runner?
I don't think so.
Yeah, we have
nothing missed on
3 full supers of leeway. And there's a super here, so if BrakeJake remembers to do Aqueduct on his way out, that's enough. I don't know if we saw that super before from Ace or not. Well, we saw it now.
Certainly think so, but I don't know for sure. Yes, like we were saying, you know, these were crucial matches here in the E group of our tournament here.
Oh,
2-0 for Ace over BrakeJake is certainly going to put her in a prime position here. Completely controls her own destiny as far as, you know, if you win that last series 2 over P12, you are definitely into the playoff bracket.
I was gonna say we haven't seen P12 versus Nick player yet, right?
Right.
So technically possible for P12 to 2-0 that, and then that would make things more interesting. But...
Well, like I said, in that scenario, if Ace 2-0's P12, like, that wouldn't even matter. Like, that wouldn't even get P12 on.
Right, because of the loss to BrakeJake.
Yeah. So, definitely the desired outcome here for, you know, I mean, frankly for both runners, you wanted to 2-0 this series, and that makes things a lot easier for you as far as, you know, a path into this top 16 bracket, which will start here in September. The month is a little over halfway done. Gotten a fair bit of our races out of the way thus far. There are definitely some people with, you know, fewer matches completed than others. For example, in my group, Beamer and Ike here, who were the first race this morning, they're both done. So there are people in that scenario. I know Sunflower, for example, is facing off against M2 tonight. That's her first race going on here, and Only seen Zeb once. Nitro and Dirks are about to do their second match here in a little bit. Some of those groups with 5 players versus 4 definitely, have to schedule more and, get everything worked out. But we are definitely coming in here. Brackets are definitely starting to take form. I mean, everyone had a binary outcome as far as where you could be. So, like, you kind of basically knew what you were getting into and what was likely to happen. But it'll definitely be an exciting finish no matter what happens, because if you looked at those top 16 seeds, like, pretty much all killers. Like, I don't think anybody's going to take their first round opponent lightly, no matter what.
Yeah, I mean, I'd argue there are more than 16 killer racers in this tournament. There are a lot of good players.
Yeah, for sure. And, one of the people who I had mentioned, our first seed, Zeb, he's only played 1 match, and he was a 1-1 tie with the 3rd seed in his group, Sunwoo Farmer. Obviously, in that group, it's the 16 and the 17th seed, so the 2 and the 3 seed are basically the same thing. But yeah, we are not in a point in our community where, like, even the best players just have a bunch of free matches that mean nothing. You gotta come to play.
I will also say, I don't actually know how much practice Zeb has been doing for this tournament.
He has been much less involved, both on this and the map rando side of things, than he has in previous years. He said he's been, playing other video games and enjoying things in that way, and definitely.
I mean, obviously, you are allowed to do that. We are here for fun. You're allowed to do what is fun to you. But I will say, I think Zeb's biggest strength, or one of his biggest strengths, was that he was a big grinder, did a lot of seeds, and to be fair, even now he does a lot of offline seeds, so it's possible he's been doing those. But could make things pretty interesting there. But this isn't about Zeb, this is about Ace. Big 2-0, controlling her own destiny in the group and finishing race 2 with an official time of 1:06.13. GG's to AceZer0. See if we can get either of them in for interviews.
Yes, and someone very foolishly recorded the race so that no one else could talk in the race room except for Ahmad. Great job.
Classic.
So hopefully they'll join us if they so decide, and we don't have any issues with the invites or anything, but they have different ways to contact us, Discord, all that things. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Well, that uh-oh was about something else. There's another race that was it started here a little bit ago, and Tracker somehow didn't get the invitation, which is very strange. What channel is it on? 3. Oh, it's on this one. That's why the invite hasn't come through, because we're still on that channel. I did not realize we were bumping up against things so close. So yeah, we're gonna have to hold on. First of all, hello to AceZer0 joining us in the commentary booth. GG's to you.
Hello, GG.
Yeah, GG's on the 2-0. How you feeling after that?
Actually really good. The second one is the first one of the 4 races so far. I feel like I actually routed well between the 2 yesterday against Nick Player and then the 2 today. I'm assuming the gravity was the big problem for BrakeJake in the first one too, and if it wasn't in such an awful place for the way things went, I would not have won that, but hard to say without watching.
Yeah, the first seed, definitely some shambles all around, I won't lie. BrakeJake was actually in I think an advantage position. He was able to get the spring ball from Gauntlet, actually, and then was a little bit behind you, but had the DSBJ to get out of Dre, but then dropped his space jump across Coliseum and died to the Octroids.
No. That's so rough.
Save was like way before. It was pre-Elwin, which he had already done at that point. So it was a very rough death.
Yeah, I felt really dumb for not checking Gauntlet. Like, there were so few places left, and it was like, okay, I'm just gonna go to East Meridia, and I'll probably get the gravity suit there. But if not, like, spring ball is like go mode, and grapple. Like, I need one of those. It'll be fine. I'll get one of those somewhere. And then I didn't get one of those. One of them was like the gauntlet, which is the only location that I skipped that could have had anything good, you know, to get out of Dragon. And then hopefully the other one was where the gravity was at Mama Turtle.
Yeah, then I think grapple was locked behind Dre, like it was at the Grady tank, so you couldn't even do that either.
Yeah, I saw that in the credits. That's just mean.
We were talking, I think, you know, definitely, like, because of how the portals worked out with Lower Norfolk and East Meridian, that first one, I think I was saying I definitely would have just gone to West Meridian first. You could have even, like, saved a business center in case it was nothing, but, like, I mean, there are more items in Lower Norfolk, probably, but it was, I think Fantoon was down there, so that also affected things. It was a tough seed, for sure, but there's been a lot of those.
Yeah, it was just funny that I got my suits more than an hour apart in the seed. Not often that happens. Like, I felt so good about the early Varia. Like, because that down up is really interesting at Red Tower, and I thought, I actually made a mistake, and I went down thinking, like, yeah, I'll just get Spazer, but I couldn't get Spazer because I didn't have any supers yet. But it worked anyway, because I got my Varia, like, immediately, and if I went up, that wouldn't have happened.
Yeah. Everyone loves getting dumped right into the middle of Red Tower, right at the beginning. It's the most fun possible choice, especially without supers. But
yeah. Red Tower without supers is a bit miserable, but that was far from the biggest problem in that seed, as it turned out.
Mm-hmm.
The second seed went a lot better. You're both able to get that gravity, and then you actually both immediately went into East Meridia to get the Varia, which was good. I was kind of worried that one person would do it and the other wouldn't, and then I think BrakeJake was the one that got it first, so I was worried that like you wouldn't end up doing it and then just would get owned, but luckily that didn't happen.
Yeah, there was a lot of sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, I was just going to ask like what your thought process was doing that
sure
check.
Yeah, it was really like, it was kind of a like hedging my bets play on, like, obviously I couldn't really get through Box Wound without a Crystal Flash clip, and that's something I haven't practiced lately. And I was like, I can do it, but I don't really have great ammo for it. Like, should I commit to it, or should I just, you know, get ammo, get other items, come back when it's easier? Like, it's a bad place to come back to. So I really hedged my bets on that. It was like, well, if I check the Sand Pit, then maybe I'll get a Power Bomb pack, maybe I'll get Ice or Speed or something, and then, like, I even was going to do the Snail Clip, and then I, like, had trouble with that. So I was like, well, maybe Snail Clip will get me another Power Bomb pack, even though I farmed up health for some reason. I was like, this is so stupid. Like, when do I come back for this? Do I go to Bubble Mountain and then come back if I get another Power Bomb pack there? Like, that's so dumb, but, like, I was thinking about doing that. I was just like, I don't know. The whole way I did that was really, I think I could have done it a lot more efficiently, but I am glad I came back to at least check, like, the Quake Major, and obviously whether it's very or not, it would have been helpful for, like, you know, even an E-Tank would be helpful for Bubble Mountain, so I think that was the smart play, just not trying to claw up some power bombs.
Certainly ended up working out, and I think do need to wrap things up fairly quickly.
Okay,
we have the next race after this, but I'll ask you one more question. You do have one more, or I guess two more races, both your races against P-Toil coming up, and I believe we were talking about it. If you win out on those, you are guaranteed to make it out of the group. So I guess how are you feeling about that match? How are you doing to prepare for it?
I mean, I'm just de-rusting the game all around, and I think really focusing on the decision making, because my mechanics haven't atrophied as much as I expected, being away for so long. I don't really know P-Toil's, like, randomizer experience. I know he's great at the game vanilla, like, better than me in general, so I'm curious with him as, like, the number 4 seed, like, what the... I don't have any idea how it's gonna go, but it'll be fun either way.
any data on P12 was older than any events I considered as far as seeding. So it's
Checks
like
out.
pre SGL 21 is like if he competed, it was before that. So definitely been a while. So I would expect not as much area experience, but yeah, like I said, really good at the video game, and there's lots of matches. You're playing later, so he's had lots of time to learn things. So yeah, it should definitely be a fun one. But like we said, we got to get out of here. You can all stick around, and you'll have Sloter's IP coming at you really shortly.
Yeah, the race room is currently 4 minutes in on 5-minute delay, so we got to hurry up and wrap this up. So go ahead and wrap us up, D-Web.
Yes, thank you everybody for watching. Again, you're just gonna stay right here and watch some more Super Metroid action. GG's to both of our runners. Still 3 more matches today. Obviously, you're gonna see Sloter's and IP, and then Dirksu Nitro, and then MM2 and Sunflower, which should all be very good matches. So stick around.